It started with a letter, a plain white envelope, my name printed neatly in sans serif font, Miss Calla Brennan. Inside was a statement for a credit card I'd never owned, a balance of $3,472.16, spent at boutiques I'd never heard of. I remember standing in my kitchen, the morning light cutting sharp across the tile as my coffee cooled beside me. My mind raced through every logical explanation. An error, a data breach, maybe a stolen wallet. But none of it made sense. I was cautious to the point of paranoia. I froze my credit after the Equifax leak. I never shared personal info online. Still, something, or someone, had gotten through. When I called the bank, the woman on the line asked for verification. Date of birth? Social security number? I gave them. She paused. Yes, those match. And you've had an address change recently? My pulse jumped. What address? 49 Oak Hollow Lane, Norwood. I nearly laughed. That's not me. The representative was polite but robotic. We'll escalate this to our fraud department, Miss Brennan. You may receive calls for further verification. She hung up, and I stood there, the room spinning quietly. 49 Oak Hollow Lane. That address scratched at something familiar in the back of my mind. Norwood was 20 minutes away, a small suburban neighborhood of identical beige houses. And there, on the corner of Oak Hollow, was a mailbox I recognized, because I'd driven past it 100 times as a kid. It was my cousin Serena's house. Serena had always been the radiant one, the kind of woman who turned heads without trying. She worked in fashion PR, posted flawless photos of rooftop brunches and beach weekends. Her life was a carousel of curated happiness. We'd grown up together, inseparable, until life split us into different worlds. I went into data security, dull but steady. She chased luxury and image. The last time I saw her was 2 years ago, at Thanksgiving. She'd hugged me too tightly, complimented my simple sweater, and slipped a joke about me being the responsible one. Now she'd stolen my name. I wanted to believe it was coincidence, but the evidence piled up like bricks. Another letter arrived, a loan approval, then a notice from a store in my name, then a call from a collection agency asking if I intended to pay the overdue furniture balance. By the time I checked my credit report, I almost didn't want to see it. 5 new accounts, all opened within the past 3 months, all under my name, all using Serena's address. My hands trembled as I stared at the screen. Identity theft was bad enough, but family? That was betrayal written in blood. I called her that night. "Hey, it's been forever," she chirped, her voice syrupy. "Yeah," I said tightly. "Hey, weird question. You haven't been getting any mail with my name on it, have you?" There was a pause, short but telling. "No? Why would I?" "Because my identity's been used to open accounts, and the address listed is yours." A laugh, quick, brittle. "Oh my God, Calla, are you serious? That's crazy. Maybe it's a mix-up? You know how these companies mess things up." "Maybe," I said, "but I'll figure it out." "Of course. Keep me posted, yeah?" Her voice trembled slightly, not guilt, but fear of being caught. When I hung up, my heart was pounding hard enough to feel in my teeth. I tried going through the official channels, police reports, affidavits, fraud claims, but financial bureaucracy moves slower than justice deserves. I spent weeks chasing paperwork while new charges appeared under my name. The police officer assigned to my case shrugged. If it's family, that complicates things. You'd need proof, direct, verifiable use of your identity. Proof. That word burned. So I decided to get it. Serena was careless, always had been. She'd bragged once, years ago, about memorizing my social because we'd filled out some family loan paperwork together after college. I realized she didn't need to hack me. She just needed to be me. So I turned the game around. I created a digital ghost. Using a secure virtual card provider and a synthetic identity technique, something I'd once taught clients to recognize, I built a fake credit profile in Serena's name. Same address, same social circle references, same spending patterns she loved. But the kicker was the card itself. It existed, but only digitally. The physical card had never been mailed. Instead, it was registered under her email alias, one she used for online shopping. I leaked that email address on a few retail sites she frequented. Then I waited. It took exactly 5 days. I was at work when the alert hit, an attempted purchase at a luxury store using the fake Serena Brennan account. Location, Norwood. The system flagged it as suspicious because the account had a fraud trap embedded, an internal alert that pinged both me and the issuing bank the moment it was used. Within 30 minutes, the transaction had been frozen. Within an hour, the bank called law enforcement, standard protocol for attempted use of fraudulent credentials. And within the day, Serena was arrested at a boutique, trying to explain how she'd accidentally used the wrong card. When I arrived at the station, she was sitting in a holding room, mascara streaked, her perfect composure shattered. "Kala," she whispered when she saw me, You set me up." "No," I said calmly, "you set yourself up. I just gave you the chance." Her eyes filled with tears, but I'd seen that performance before. "You don't understand," she stammered. "I was drowning. Debt, rent, everything. I just needed a little time to get back on my feet. I was going to pay it off, I swear. By destroying my credit? My life?" Her silence was answer enough. The officer stepped in to escort her away. She turned back one last time. "You always thought you were smarter," she hissed. "You think this makes you better than me?" I didn't answer, because this wasn't about better. It was about boundaries carved in fire. In the weeks that followed, the stories spread quietly through our family. Some took my side, others said I'd gone too far. But when the charges stuck, identity theft, wire fraud, attempted forgery, the noise faded. The bank cleared my records, restored my credit. I changed every password, locked every file. And for the first time in months, I slept without checking my phone for alerts. A few months later, I received a letter from the county correctional facility. It was from Serena. "You always saw things clearly, Kala. Maybe too clearly. I hate you right now, but I also envy you. You live with truth, even when it burns. I wish I'd learned that sooner." I folded the letter once, neatly, and placed it in a drawer I rarely opened. Because forgiveness isn't always about making peace. Sometimes, it's just about putting the pieces down. I moved cities soon after, changed jobs. Data security consultant. Poetic, really. I spent my days helping others protect what I couldn't protect from my own blood. But every time I saw a plain white envelope in my mailbox, my pulse still kicked. Because the thing about identity theft isn't just losing money. It's losing the illusion that anyone truly knows you. And sometimes, it takes being betrayed by someone with your face, your blood, your memories, to realize that your real identity was never on paper at all. It was in the choice to fight back. Years later, when people ask about the case that made me leave corporate work, I give them the short version. Someone stole my name. I took it back. But the truth runs deeper. Because under all the revenge, the evidence, the calculated justice, there was something else. The quiet grief of realizing that the people closest to you can look into your life, your records, your soul, and still decide to use it against you. I don't hate Serena anymore, but I never forgot what she taught me, that trust, like identity, must be guarded like gold. And now, every password I write, every system I build, every client I warn, carries a piece of that lesson. That even when someone steals your name, you can still decide who you are.
You've just stepped into her revenge side, where every wound finds its justice, and every silence ends with truth. If her story struck a chord, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive. Another secret waits in the next video. See how her revenge begins.